Micro trainings offered by the Nonprofit Development Center.
Micro trainings, because a little bit of information can make a big difference. What is something you can do right now to help your organization be more stable down the line? Simple. Get a donor management system and start using it. Donor management systems can help a lot during times of transition. Let's say that I'm a new development director and I come into an organization. If you don't have a donor management system, I'm going to waste a lot of time trying to figure out who it is that I should be talking to, and that's going to slow down my ability to start raising funds. Also, if you have a donor management system, you're able to help your donors feel more important. Let's say that I'm the new director. I come in, I'm charged with raising funds for the organization. If I have a donor management system, I can print out a list of all the major donors and I can start visiting them. Not only can I start visiting them, but I know what to talk to them about. I know what causes they're interested in, and if your donor management system has been updated the way it should, I know about them personally. So I'll be able to go to Bob and say, "Hey Bob, the last development director told me all about you. In fact, they said you're a wonderful guy except for the fact that you're a Seahawks fan." And then you can start a friendly rival with something that Bob cares about, sports. And that can then lead them into drawing a connection with you and then leading them into a connection with the organization. Another way that this helps with importance is before you go talk to that major donor, you'll be able to hear about the last times that they gave. So you'll be able to start that conversation with "Thank you. I saw that you gave $10,000 to our last campaign and I wanted to say thank you." Before you even ask them for another gift, you need to thank them for the last. But if you don't have a donor management system, it's very likely your development director won't even have that information. Also, donor management systems allow us to bump up the gift. There's several ways, both small and large, that we can do this. On a small scale, a donor management system might show the last amount of money that someone gave in a direct mail. And on the return receipt, you might start with 25, 30, or 35. However, if you know that their last gift was 35, the next time you mail them, you might start with 35 and go 35, 45, 55. And that way, maybe they're going to give in the middle. It'll help you bump up the gift in small ways. But there's also large ways to bump up the gift, and that's by connecting the right person with the right project. If you come into an organization as the new development director, you might have to spend a couple of months figuring out exactly what a donor is interested in giving to. However, if there's already a donor management system, you are already armed with that information, so then you have to focus on building the relationship, but you've just saved a whole lot of time. Now, these are some advantages of the donor management system, and it's just a few. If you go online and search donor management systems, why should I have one? You're going to find a lot more information. But one thing that a lot of times articles will miss is when you're picking the donor management system, there's something very important. You need to think about training. We know that turnover rate can be a real issue in nonprofit organizations, and it may be that right now your organization has the money to invest in training all of the staff. However, what happens is as those staff members leave, the new ones who come in don't get as adequate training on the donor management system, and so it starts to fall into disrepair. So when you're looking at the donor management system that you might want to pick for your organization, I first highly recommend that you look at a bunch of different articles and ask how to pick a donor management system, but then you also go to YouTube and you look to see how many walkthrough videos are on that software. Because it may be that 3 years from now, budgets are tight and you can't afford to send someone to training. Yet being able to give them a list of 4 or 5 YouTube videos to help give them the basics could be a real time saver and get them started sooner. Micro trainings, because a little bit of information can make a big difference.